Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called They Wanted a Meeting. I was looking for a digital signage company for work. With one of the companies, the only way to get information was to create an account, which I did. I played with their demo and talked to the sales department. I came to the conclusion that they weren't a good fit based on their offering. The fact that they marked up their media playing device 2 times while telling me there wasn't any discount for 20 because they sell them at cost wasn't helping either. When you can look up the retail cost of a streaming device online, you really shouldn't lie. In any case, I went with a different company. I closed my account, unsubscribed, and told them I'm not interested. But every 2 or 3 weeks, I'd get an email from sales telling me about the product and wanting to set up a Zoom call to discuss my project. I'd reply stop and click on the unsubscribe button at the bottom of their emails, but they still kept coming. I composed a separate email directly to the sender, telling them I'm no longer interested and to remove me from the list, which went unanswered. Calling their very hard to find main number would only bring me to an answering service, which promised to pass along my complaint. A couple of times, I even got a response, promising me they'd take care of it. And yet, filing a complaint with whatever government agency is supposed to help with this kind of spamming doesn't do anything. After spending 20 minutes filling out their forms, it basically reads, "No direct action will happen because of this complaint. But if we receive a substantial amount, we might look into it." But on the rare occasions I did speak to a live person for the company, I'd give them the filing number and told them I've asked multiple times to be removed. So after all that, I resorted to my basic strategy. I received another email from sales with the usual link to request more information. So I clicked it. I filled out the form with the exact same information they already had. I answered their questions about how many displays. 100 plus was the maximum, so I choose that. Project timeline, immediate. Decision maker, me, etc. I received a response within minutes, wanting to set up a Zoom meeting with their sales team to discuss my project and what they could do to help and answer any questions I had. I accepted their offer and set up the meeting. Mind you, this is the same exact email I was sending my unsubscribe requests to. So the meeting finally came, and since it was a Zoom meeting, I got to see their faces. I let them introduce themselves, go through their sales pitches, company history, etc. When they finally got around to asking me what questions I had, I said, "How do I get you to stop sending me emails?" The look of confusion on their face was priceless, along with the stuttering and squirming, as I explained my history of trying to get them to stop sending me sales emails, after which they promised to get me removed, which I'd heard before. So I warned them that I would do the same thing to every single email I receive. And if you stop falling for it with my current email, I will use different emails. Amazingly, I haven't received one email since that day. The next story is called Strict Adherence. This happened a few years back, when I was contracting with a tech firm. Enter Mr. Grayson, the firm's new operations head. This guy had a reputation for being a stickler for rules, often to the point of absurdity. Shortly after his arrival, contractors like myself were handed these freshly inked contracts. It was verbose, to say the least, but one clause stood out. All contractors shall adhere strictly to the tasks outlined in their contract. Any deviation will result in immediate termination. This was Mr. Grayson's baby, his attempt to ensure we stayed in our designated lanes. The firm had a history of a collaborative environment. Developers would occasionally assist with design queries, and designers, like me, would sometimes offer input on usability to the developers. But Grayson wanted none of that cross-departmental nonsense. A big project was on the horizon. In midway, the development team hit a snag. They identified a design flaw, something my team could have fixed in an hour or 2. However, helping them wasn't in my contract. So I sit back, sip my coffee, and watch the drama unfold. The developers, bound by their contracts, spent days trying to engineer their way around a problem that wasn't theirs to solve. The project timeline got stretched, costs increased, and frustrations bubbled. The climax? A big meeting with higher-ups where Grayson had to explain the delays. When the design flaw was brought up, all eyes turned to me. I simply slid a copy of my contract across the table and highlighted the strict adherence clause. I recall the deafening silence in the room, broken only by Grayson's stammering. In the aftermath, Grayson's strict contract idea was trashed. Collaboration resumed. The project got back on track, and our dear Mr. Grayson, he was reassigned to a different department, far away from meddling with contracts. The last story is called Don't Touch My Things. After college, I ended up living with 2 friends from school in a family-owned house near the school. One of them brought in one of her co-workers, Ashley, to stay for 3 months while she finished out a contract. There was a lease agreement for the main 2 friends. They knew my cousin and knew he was the landlord, and everything had been fine for over a year before Ashley came along. Ashley signed an agreement with him as well for the 3 months. We did agree not to share the family connection with Ashley though, in case she was a problem and tried to use it against us, or as an excuse to be a slob or not pay. Ashley seemed okay for the first couple of days, mostly settling in and getting used to the house and how it ran. I had offered to make a roast dinner for everyone and was in the process of cooking it, when Ashley noticed I had used her bottle of palm olive on accident. She asked me why I'd use hers instead of my own. It was sitting right next to mine and a little more empty. I apologized for the mistake, took a rubber band from the junk drawer and put it on the neck of my bottle so it wouldn't happen again. I assumed that was that, but that was not the case. Ashley then informed the roommates that she'd seen me using her salt and pepper on the table on a couple of occasions. She asked them if I always took all their stuff without asking, and if I was always this way. They said no, and Ashley said they were clearly just too spineless to speak up for themselves. She turned to me and said, "I won't put up with this sort of nonsense. I don't want anyone else using anything of mine just because it's sitting out. I will not be having this conversation again. Do not touch anything of mine, or else." I understand completely, Ashley. I'm really sorry if you feel that way, but I think your way is the best way forward. No more using one another's things at all, right? Right. Well, the kettle, coffee makers, toaster and microwave are all mine. The same with all the pots and pans, flatware and plates in these cupboards and drawers. The big TV in the main room and the consoles are mine as well. All the bedding on your bed is also mine. I thank you for putting it in the wash immediately. I think she thought I was joking. I was not. The next morning, as soon as she had gone to work, I rearranged my things in the kitchen. I put everything of mine into the walk-in pantry and put a locking knob on it. I took the remotes and controllers for my big TV and kept them locked in my room. I took the bedding and lamps of mine out of her room. Extra receiver for satellite? Nope, just the 3 we already have, and it's my account anyhow. Wi-Fi password? Sorry, that's mine as well. Ashley complained bitterly. She insisted it was illegal for me to deprive her of the microwave, internet and TV in her lease. Nope, it just said that a fridge, stove, dishwasher, washer and dryer were available for use. And by the way, the laundry drying rack is mine as well. And stop using my detergent pallets. It was a rough 2 months. Ashley ended up leaving early to move in with her boyfriend. She made a big theatrical threat on her way out, that she was talking to the landlord and was going to get us all kicked out. It was then that I informed her he was family. She looked like a balloon full of raspberry jam at that revelation, and we never saw her again. The roommates were fine with the kitchen and TV stuff. They had keys to the pantry and their own TVs in their rooms. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.